All right, what's up, guys? VV back with another video. And in today's video, guys, I'm going to do a little recap of my weekend at the Kissimmee Regional. It was a lot of fun. I have to say right up front, it was a lot of fun. Today's video is going to be a little more of a rant style video. And don't worry, starting literally tomorrow, I'll be back to my normal videos doing theory craft videos or deck building, all that good stuff. But this weekend, I did go to the Kissimmee Regional Tournament. Did not take place in it. I'll talk a little bit more about that as we go through the little slideshow. I just took a few pictures while I was there because the Kissimmee Regional was very close to where I live. It was just about a 2-hour drive. I was able to get there and back on one tank of gas, just to put things in perspective. It wasn't like a really far drive for me. And yeah, so let's just go ahead and dive into it without me just spoiling everything up front here. So the Kissimmee Regional. I'm going to try not to be too negative in this video. Understand that up front, but I will have some complaints. So do understand the direction of this video. Overall, I thought it was very good, but I think some things could have been better. Okay, we're just trying to, a little bit of constructive criticism is all I'm going for here. So first and foremost, I knew beforehand, going into this tournament that I would not be able to participate. My life's just a little too hectic right now. It is what it is, and I'm not complaining about that. However, excuse me, there were people that wanted to play in this tournament that were not able to because they capped it at 512, and then I think they had about 50 players on the wait list that they allowed in. And that will come up later because I do have something to say about that and actually I'll kind of just talk about it now. Excuse me. Sorry, guys. So if you look at the screen here, if you look at my screen, this is the one piece side of the tournament venue we were at. Hosted by PPG. And you see this little black curtain right here. This was a divider line between One Piece and Magic the Gathering, which was very, very strange to me because everyone who knows anything about One Piece competitive right now, it is massive. It is exploding with new players coming into the game, more and more people wanting to play in the tournaments. And Florida, I live in Florida, it's a pretty busy area. If you put things into perspective, I believe okay, think about all just the YouTubers that are in Florida for this game. Myself, Joey, Chris from Small Hat Crew, Los Fiends, Dante from Los Fiends. And by the way, I got to meet all those guys there. That was a big highlight of the trip for me, was getting to meet all the other, or a bunch of the other content creators that are right near me. Why wouldn't I have met them by now, kind of thing, right? It's being about a year into the game now. It was cool to finally meet some of these guys, like Dante from Los Fiends and Chris from Small Hat Crew. And Brandon, too. Got to meet Brandon as well from Small Hat Crew. Just a really good time. And a lot of people came up to me and said, hey, that was just a really enjoyable experience. And it was completely worth my trip down there. So, now let me get back to this real quick. On the other side of the screen was Magic the Gathering. And that's what you see right here on the other side. This was the Magic the Gathering side. And then the side I just showed you is the One Piece side. And to put things into perspective, if you see the Magic side, it looks like they had a pretty good turnout, right? It's just a bad angle for me taking the picture because this is what their tournament looked like, which looks very good, right? This is Magic. Again, this is Magic the Gathering. But notice this. So this is what? 1, 2, 3, about 4 rows. This is what the rest of their venue looked like. Now, for One Piece, ours was completely slammed full like this. There were people who were waiting in line at 2 in the morning to get in the wait list of this tournament. And that did, by the way. They were able to. But they only let about 50 people in to the tournament in One Piece who were on the waiting list. Because it was capped at a 500-player tournament. So what I don't understand, sorry to flip through these so quickly, is why would we share this venue with another game? I don't care if it's Magic. I don't care if it's Pokemon. I don't care if it's Yu-Gi-Oh! It doesn't matter to me. Why would One Piece be sharing this with someone else? Excuse me. And I understand this has something to do with Pro Play. This is the Pro Play Games tournament setup. I don't get it at all. Now, another thing. So not only were there not enough, spots for the One Piece players. There were people who did not get in the tournament who wanted to. I know Joey from Heart Pirates TCG did not get in the tournament. He wanted to, but he wasn't here at 2. He wasn't there at 2 in the morning to get in from the wait list. I think they only let in 50 people. So he ended up having to go to a bunch of side events for the day. I didn't even bring a deck down, guys. I had no intention of playing. I just wanted to say hey to a bunch of people and like meet fans and stuff like that and all that good stuff. And it was a great time for me. But there were people who wanted to play and didn't even get a chance to unless it was a side event. And the side events, from what I understand, were a little bit of a disaster. I don't know a whole lot about that because, like I said, I didn't take place in them. Okay, but then on top of that, not only was it so packed, there was no longer any space for spectators on the one-piece side. They had reached maximum capacity where, like, I know someone from my locals, I won't give their name, obviously, but someone from my locals, him and his wife went to the tournament, and they were turned away at the person, like, the husband was playing in the tournament, but the wife just wanted to be a spectator, did not want to play in any side events, did not want to play in any, like, anything. Just wanted to be there with her husband at this tournament. They said she couldn't be there because they had reached maximum capacity for that side. I got there even after them, and they wouldn't let me in. Now, let me show you how I got in. Now, if you see here on the screen here, like right here, this would be like on our right of the camera, sort of like right up against this wall. This was the Magic the Gathering like sign-up booth. Then on the left side over here, this was like the one-piece sign-up booth for the other events, the side events. So they said, sorry, we don't have any more space for spectators, and all the players have blue wristbands. So I had to go over to the Magic the Gathering side just to get into the tournament, and it cost me $25 just to be a spectator. Excuse me. Like, again, realize I had no intention of playing in any tournaments. I had no intention of playing in the main tournament or side events. Nothing. I just wanted to spectate, say hey to my friends, and watch some games. That's all I wanted to do. It cost me $25 through the Magic the Gathering side. And I even told them, I said, guys, I'm a content creator, right? Like I would love to be able to report, back on this later in a video with glowing praise. But I have to say, I kind of have the opposite of that because they didn't have any kind of media or press passes for some reason. And I understand I'm not like some like major, media organization or something, like a news organization. But it's like, you guys can't give me some kind of media pass or like just let me in to spectate. It's that serious. And they said no. So then I go over to the Magic the Gathering side and said, hey, do y'all have any spectator spots open? They're like, yes, we do, but it's $25. But guess what? If I just driven about 2 hours to get here, you better believe I'm going to pay the $25 to get in. And I'm even thankful that that opportunity was available to me, because otherwise I would have gone there and not even be able to get in. That would have been outrageous, and I would have had I already have a bad enough experience with the way it panned out, but that would have made the experience even worse. Okay, so let me keep going here. So this side was massive, right? And I'm like, man, it really stinks that they reached maximum capacity for this venue. Like, we don't, there's just not enough room to fit more players, right? And then I turn around and they have a faux wall, like a pseudo wall, like a I don't know the technical name for it. Where, like, this is like a huge wall that you can take down. Like, it's made where these little pieces on the wall, these little whatever these are, these little sections can just come down and you can open up to all this extra space. So I don't understand where, like, okay, if they just had to have two different games playing at the same venue at the same time for the same group, PPG, why couldn't they have gotten this back spot as well in the venue? Like, oh, it would have cost more money? Well, guess what? The more people that can join the tournament, the more money you get anyway to help offset the cost of something like this. So I truly don't understand. I don't know, by the way. I have no connection to PPG. I even tried to contact them before the tournament. I said, hey, I'd really like to. I'm going down to the Kissimmee Regional. I'd really like to broadcast for it. I'd really like to be one of your commentators. They turned me down. Excuse me. I don't even know who their commentators were. I don't know. Because I was there, I didn't even see them. If I did see them, I didn't realize it was them. I think they were somewhere up on the stage, but it was like completely like blocked off where you couldn't see anything from the feature match. So that was a little bit strange, but I'm not trying to be too critical of that. That's whatever. But right here, this really frustrated me. Like I said, when you look this way, so notice where I am in the venue. I'm looking out in from the corner into all the one-piece players in their main area. If you turn around directly to your left, like whoever this guy is here, if you look behind him, this is what is there. It's a table full of their merch, and then straight in the back here, you have all of this open space. So I was like, wait a minute, surely I'm seeing things, right? I'm definitely not seeing this correctly. And then you look straight down the way there, and there's an entire other side of the venue. that somehow they didn't have access to? I'm so confused, because this could have very easily been a 1,000 player tournament. Very, very easily. Florida is a very, TCG central place. Like, a lot of card players, like for TCGs, are in Florida. And excuse me, this was basically, even though it was in Kissimmee, it was like the technical name for it, this is Orlando, right? This is Orlando, Florida. Very big, bustling city, at least as far as the southeast goes. Okay, then of course I got this as the end here. Got to hang out. Joey, I see all the time. He's one of my locals, even though he's moving soon. I'll have to say talk about that in another podcast. And then got to see Chris. Got to hang out with Chris and Brandon from Small Hat Crew. These guys were just awesome. They were super, super cool people. This is them playing a game right here, Gecko Moria versus Sakazuki. It was just such an amazing time to be there with friends, and that was almost not possible. That was almost not possible because of how bad this thing was run. Like I said, they weren't even going to let me in. I can't stress that enough. They had a security guard at the door, like right behind where I took this picture. There's a security guard that is in the lobby area here, right behind me, like basically in between this picture and this picture. There's a security guard there at the door, and if you don't have a wristband, you can't get in. So they were not even going to let me into the event as a spectator or anything unless I paid the $25 at the Magic the Gathering booth just to get in. That left a bad, bad taste in my mouth. Again, guys, being a content creator, think of it like this. I know, like, these videos that I do on, like, these One Piece TCG rant videos, they don't get as much, how do I say it? They don't get as many hits as some of my other videos, like with, these, crazy-looking thumbnails, like, check out this new deck, the more clickbait stuff. But this is probably going to reach quite a few people, and it just, it shows, like, it puts, like, a negative light on PPG for hosting this tournament so poorly. And I know a lot of, like, I even talked to a lot of the guys from locals, and they said the same thing. They're like, I know Joey wants to stay out of it because he doesn't want to, come across as being too negative, because everyone can complain about tournament stuff. But, he was like, I'm just going to stay out of it because I'm going to stay out of it. I'm not going to say anything because I don't want to come across as too negative. And I totally respect and I understand that. But, guys, I'm just going to tell you, I don't have any problem being negative. And I'm not saying he does. I'm just saying that, like, I personally, I don't care. I paid money to go to this, and now I'm absolutely going to critique it. I'm going to be 100% honest with y'all. I think this was run poorly. I think there should have been at least a 1,000 player capacity. I think we should not have had to share a venue with Magic the Gathering. That was just strange. And like I showed you guys, let me see, where's the picture of it. This is what Magic looked like. They took, like, I'm not going to count the tables. It's probably like 6 or 7 rows or columns of tables, whatever that is. Meanwhile, One Piece is at maximum capacity. They're turning away spectators because there's so many. That too. The fact that there was not some type of media pass that was available to content creators. Well, guess what? Now, instead of me getting a media pass and me being like, yeah, this event was awesome, guys. PPG was so great. Now it's the opposite. This was horrible, and I'll never go to another event again. You know what I mean? Like, at least not a PPG event. Like, it makes me not want to ever go to one again because of how bad this felt. Like I said, it left such a bad taste in my mouth, and I wasn't even a player. I'm not even someone who, like, tried to get, because the registration filled out for this tournament in what, like 10 minutes? Probably realistically like 5 minutes. And then you just had to get on the waiting list. And then you had to get in at the door. Well, they only let 50 people into the door, and they were camped out at 2 in the morning to get in. Like, people who camped out at 5 and 6 in the morning did not get in. Okay, some might have. So that was like the very last part. Excuse me. Like, people who got in at like 5 or 6 a.m., they were probably the very last ones to get in. Or the very first and last ones to get in. Anyone who was after that, you weren't getting in. And that's outrageous. Like, I thought, like, didn't Bandai just do a thing on this? It's probably about a month or 2 ago now, saying, yeah, in 2024, we're going to have extra space and tournaments or something like that. Y'all correct me if I'm wrong. I can't remember the exact details. But this was horrible. This was horribly run. PPG did a terrible job. And I'm just going to be honest with y'all. Like, at least I feel like they did. I think it was managed poorly. I think that the judges were fine. I don't have any problem. The judges were doing their job judging games. That's, they did excellent. But as far as the way that this was set up, why, again, I can't stress that enough. Why on earth would we share a space with Magic? But why was there a capacity issue, period, when you turn around and there is an entire extra area for gaming? I don't know how else to say it. For playing cards, however you want to say it. It's just wild to me. I truly don't understand when you have an entire other area over here that is accessible to us. Why can we not go over there and set up tables there for the tournament to get more and more players in? So yeah, I can't really, again, now this was the highlight, of course, getting to hang out with my guys and getting to meet other content creators, because a lot of my locals were there, guys. Like I said, you're able to get all the way down to Orlando from where I live and back on a single tank of gas, or roughly thereabouts. It might be a little more than a single tank, because, you know, obviously I filled up on the way back just to be safe. But you can get there on one tank of gas, and it's like a 2-hour trip down, 2-hour trip back. So it's like, of course, a lot of my locals were there. That part was fun. Getting to hang out with all my friends, that part's fun, right? But that can be arranged in other ways. We don't have to go to some massive tournament to do something like that. But I did get to see a lot of the good players out there. Like I said, as far as content creators go, I got to see Dante, Los Fiends. He was a really cool guy, super nice guy. Chris from Small Hat Crew, Brandon from Small Hat Crew, Joey was there, of course, like me. And then I saw a bunch of really, you know, high-level players like Cody Angelov, Jonas Abraham. I can't remember his exact last name, but Jonas was there. A lot of great players. It was a great experience as far as like a get-together goes. But the production level of this tournament, the way it was set up, I could not have been more disappointed in for my first event, especially after hearing how, like, you know, in 2024, the One Piece TCG is going to get better and better tournament support and all this, that, and the other. I'm still waiting to hear more about the store regionals. Hopefully that comes up soon. But yeah, like I said, guys, I can't express to you enough how much of a bad taste is left in my mouth, because like I go down here, I get turned away at the door as a spectator, and it's like, oh, okay, so I just drove 2 hours for nothing. Luckily, you know, thank God, I went over to the Magic the Gathering side and said, hey, how can I get into y'all's tournament? I was about ready to pay to enter their tournament and then just forfeit every game. But they said, well, we do have spectator passes. I'm like, oh, okay, how much are those? $25. I can't even be mad at them. You know what I mean? I can't even be mad at them because One Piece wouldn't even let me in. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong. I think $25 for a spectator pass is outrageous, but you guys see what I'm saying. Like, at least I got to get in and got to hang out with people and all that good stuff. And then, like I said, just the way that, like, there's all this space open. I would like to hear from PPG. I'd like to know. Let me get back to, just back here. Because you see, they even have this Pro Play Games thing, PPG. What is the logic? What is the rationale? Can we get some transparency with the, like, why was this put up the way it was? Why was this tournament done the way it was? When all of these spaces here, like both sides, should have been One Piece TCG. And why weren't they? That's one thing I'd like to know. If someone does know, please message me down in the comment section below. And again, I'm not trying to be too negative, because I had a great time hanging out with friends and like going to my first little tournament. But man, I could not imagine competing in a regional when this is the quality of it, ever. Like, I don't think, I may never take place in a regional if this is how it is. Because, like I said, it just left a horrible taste in my mouth. And I'm glad I didn't go to play, because, again, I just had way more things to do, like hang out with my buddies, you know, and meet these people, meet all these cool new people. That was a lot of fun for me. That part was fun. That made it worth the trip down here. But I could not imagine taking place in one of these tournaments when it was the way it was. Okay, I'm done ranting. Hopefully y'all enjoyed. Hopefully y'all understand where I'm coming from. I'm not trying to just be purely negative. Like I said, there were a lot of plus sides as far as like meeting people and the tournament. I believe the actual tournament itself was fine. The tournament itself, I believe, was fine if you were able to get into it. And I probably should have made a little checklist, like, you know, number one, why do we share a space with Magic the Gathering? Number two, why couldn't they get more people in this venue when there's an entire other side you could have paid for? And again, if money's the issue, then up the price of the tickets and make it where more people can enter. Make it a bigger tournament. You know, number three, why were you turning away spectators at the door when an entire side of your venue was crickets, right? Like, there's, like, no one there. I have so many questions, and I hopefully I went over all of them in this video, and maybe you guys know answers. Maybe y'all know, like, oh, they couldn't do this because of that. Maybe y'all, you know, if you know, please put it down in the comment section below. But all right, that's it for me. I'm done ranting, guys. Hope y'all enjoyed. Sorry to be down today, but I wasn't completely down. Wasn't completely down. I always got to stress that, because I hear people all the time, like, you know, I've heard people say, like, you know, I hope you're in a better headspace for your next video, or I hope, you know, it's annoying listening to VV complain all this time. Guys, if you don't want to listen to my channel, don't. I totally respect that. There's channels I don't listen to because I don't want to hear them either. You guys can listen to whatever you want, and I appreciate everyone who does listen to my videos, but sometimes things like this has to be said. And I'm trying to be constructive about it. Like I said, like, why couldn't we just open up this area down here? If someone has the answer, tell me. And I don't want to hear speculation. I want to know what the answer was. You know, I don't want to know like, oh, well, maybe because of this, or maybe no. I want to know what PPG says on this. Maybe I'll at them in like one of these. Maybe I'll put them in a, you know, maybe like on Twitter or something, because I just started a little Twitter account. But yeah, because I really want to know. Because this event could have just been so much better. It could have just been so much better. Well, guys, that's it. Don't worry. After this video, I will be back to my normal bread and butter videos. This was a very busy weekend for me, a very hectic weekend with this tournament and just everything. There was also a tournament that I just got done broadcasting with Heart Pirates TCG from MoonlightTCG.com. I've just had a really crazy weekend. That's why this video is so late today. And I hope you guys understand. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you got any comments, questions, suggestions, please don't hesitate to put them down in the comment section below. And please do not forget to like and subscribe. And until next time, guys, peace.